Howdy folks, Dreadshells here, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And boy, oh boy, do I have a special game to show you guys here today. I played this game yesterday. I was actually live streaming on Twitch at the time. I'm streaming on Twitch now, off and on, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, depending on my work schedule and family commitments. So yeah, I will leave a link in the description of the video below. I'm still pretty new to streaming, and I still have a lot to learn about setting up things on the channel or whatnot. So just bear with me as I go through the growing pains of that. But be sure to hop over there and give me a follow. I'd really appreciate it. But back to the battle. So we are in a tier 9 game on Westfield. Westfield is a map that I think is, I won't say maybe 100% balanced, but it's definitely got more options for a wider variety of tank roles. You got spots for snipers, you got spots for brawlers, you got spots for flankers, um, and anything in between. The only downside to this map for certain positions is artillery, of course. So fighting in the north, if you guys play a lot of heavies or that kind of tank role, you'll know that it makes that area very difficult to fight in when there's artillery in the game. But I am going to be playing this battle nonstop. I'm not going to be pausing strategically in each point, explaining my thought process, because this battle is way more fun if you just watch it nonstop. It was a roller coaster, exhilarating ride. So before I ramble on too much longer, let's just get started. I wanted to make this video while the game was still fresh in my mind, and how my thoughts about how I was doing things were still fresh in my mind. So we're playing the EBR 75 FL10. This is the Tier 8 French Premium Light Tank. Very competitive tank. In certain situations, I would say overpowered, but it's very map dependent though. So my thought process here is my view range is extremely short, so I'm taking a much more advanced bush, trying to spot the enemy's advance down the K line into the K0 corner. And you'll see me looking into the gap that you can normally spot tanks crossing there. Unfortunately, my view range is quite poor, and I don't think I'm able to spot that there. You'll see me doing some weird camera work with this because like I said, I was talking and playing this game live on Twitch. So I was just explaining that I'm nervous about and being prepared to run away if there's any enemy scouts there on the slope above me, since there's quite a few number of mobile tanks here. And now I'm doing something that's high risk, high reward. You would consider it reckless, and it's fairly reckless, but I decided that I needed just to push the tempo in the middle part of the map here, just because I feel like we're gonna lose the corner, like the K0 corner, right? And I feel like I need to put pressure on this side of the map here. And we stopped to shoot an AFK Scorpion. Luckily, we had high explosive loaded. The high explosive rounds on this tank are amazing, and you can do tons of damage with them. 260 average damage with each shot, so you can do 520 average damage if you're penning both of your shots, and you can do that like every 8 seconds, so it's really good. But now you're doing something that you would never be able to do in a traditional scout tank, or any tank for that matter. Right now, I'm literally sitting behind enemy lines and shooting them in the back, even though there is a ton of enemy tanks still left alive. Luckily, I don't think there's anyone in position in like E1 and D1 to spot me, so I have free reign to shoot these guys. At the time here, I was absolutely amazed that my shots were penning reliably on this Object 257. If you guys know anything about the newer Russian heavies, they have black hole side spaced armor that eat a lot of shells, even when their armor's not angled. And right now I'm just, if the enemy's not going to force me to leave, I'm just going to keep pumping shell after shell into these guys as much as I can, right? But so, like I said, from the strategic situation in the southeast part of the map, we lost the field. We lost that K0 corner, right? And so I feel like I made the right call coming over here and trying to win this northern slash northwest part of the map. In return, just so that way we could have an even chance of winning the battle. I was trying to not get spotted by this Object 704 until I was much closer to him. You'll notice that interesting thing about when you're driving through rubble or driving over terrain like this, it'll throw off your steering quite a bit in the wheelies. Unfortunately, first shot only tracks him, but you could call that fortunate as well, just to keep him immobilized. And right now we're just on a huge time pressure here, right? We gotta finish killing this guy off quickly because our two tank destroyers over there, the Scorpion and STRV 103 on the other side of the map, are gonna die fairly quickly here since they're outpositioned and outflanked. I'm hoping to get the kill shot here on the 704, but the T10 is able to drive around underneath his gun since the 704 was tracked and he couldn't traverse. The 704 is dead now, so that's of course the main goal here. And now the our STRV is taking tons and tons and tons of damage. And right now I'm just trying to shoot things while they're spotted, right? Have a really thin shot there on the top of the SP1C as the rest of the bridge railing was covering him, and I was able to pen one of my high explosive shells. And down to only one APCR shell now, so now I'm mostly forced to just shoot heat or high explosive here. I'm trying to stop this. I was trying to communicate with this T10 to not push out this far because he's going to easily get spotted and shot from distance. Had a really good reaction time there on that 1375 and got a nice juicy HE shell into him there. And quite a high roll too on him. And unfortunately our T10 dies, so now we are in a really bad situation once again. We've been fighting from behind this whole game. I've been fighting to try and keep the score even as much as possible by either doing damage or spotting or distracting the enemy. Right now I'm trying to maybe find the arty or find an isolated tank here. Just trying to be conservative, not to drive out too far. And the 1375 is still chasing me. I reloaded my clip instantly because now I can't kill him with a single clip with my HE shells, right? So I reload right away, even though I still had one shell left in my previous clip. And so now I actually had the potential of killing him with one clip, but unfortunately one of my shots goes into the his tracks and does not penetrate, but my second one does. And the Borsig up on the hill above me to my left finishes him off. And now we have a game, boys. Now we have a game. We're still fighting from behind, but we are still keeping up with kills. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to start killing the enemy team faster than they're killing us. So now this shot that my Borsig teammate put into this Lorraine was huge, because now I can kill this 40T. And I don't want to let him escape without me killing him. I'm taking a risk here that he might have support behind him, but I have to take that risk, right? I have to take his gun out of the fight. He might have had his platoon mate behind him. The SU-152 might have been back there as well. But when you're in this kind of situation in a game, you have to take those kind of risks. So now I'm trying to rush back to the other side of the map as quickly as possible to support my my Waffenträger Panzer IV as early as I can. I noticed the Lorraine 40T behind me here, and when I saw that he was still on full health, I was like, oh crap, how am I gonna win this? Because maybe if he was low health, it would be a lot easier. But so now you guys are gonna see some amazing how shall we say this, Neo Matrix moment here. Unfortunately, my first shell does not penetrate the Waffenträger Panzer IV. There's one shot that misses me, two shots that miss me, three shots that miss me, four shots that miss me, and I think five shots that miss me. The Lorraine just shot at me again. Yeah, I'm just dodging bullets all over the place here, and the Waffenträger Panzer IV killed the SP1C, and I killed the Waffenträger Panzer IV on the enemy team. And now we have a game, boys. Now we have a game. It's still really hard because the Lorraine 40T is still full health. The SU-152 on the enemy team is still full health. And unfortunately, I'm not paying attention to where I'm driving there. on the edge of the map. Making a big mistake here firing. I should have retreated much further before I decided to start engaging them here. And luckily, they're missing their shells here. So that was a big misplay on my part. But now I'm just trying to get away from them here. And now I'm trying to decide, are they going to chase me? Are they going to chase me? Or are they going to cap, right? Because if they're going to chase me, I actually have a huge chance of winning, right? The enemy SU-14-1 takes a shot at me from somewhere across the other side of the map. And so now I'm thinking, well, if they're not going to cap right away and they're going to give me time, I'm going to try and find Artie and kill him because there's no way that I can win this game without killing artillery, right? So I'm cutting across here, kind of taking a gamble here. I was gonna, like I said, one of the things about the wheelie tanks is if you're hit certain weird bumps on terrain, it actually throws your tank sideways to the extreme. And now one of the enemy team is capping, right? So now I'm really super worried that two of them are going to start capping at the same time, and they're really going to force my hand. But if one only caps, then I have time to go along the outer edge of the map here and come up and shoot at them from up above. But if there two of them are capping, then I have to go down a more direct route through the valley below me to my left. And we find the SU-14-1 trying to retreat. Amazing that he's actually trying to do the right thing there. See, actually an RD with the W key. That's incredible. But we take him out nonetheless, and now it's a 1v2. And now there's still only one person capping here, so you're gonna see one of the other things that's amazing about the EBR 75 FL10. Keep in mind also that I have a completely pimped out crew, and I was using a camo directive at the time. I found that the camo directive is probably one of the most useful ones that you can use of anyone's on this tank. I'm not sure if he fired there and hit the wall. I heard someone fire. I think he fired and he might have... I'm not sure what happened there. But now I'm just using simple bush mechanics. I'm kind of worried about him blind firing me there. As soon as I started shooting at him, but he didn't. And now it's a 1v1. It's just absolutely amazing. So now I'm just thinking strategically, right? The SU might be communicating to his teammate that he was getting shot at from that particular direction, right? So I'm going to leave, and you can see me using my mouse cursor as I was talking about it on stream. And there we go. The Lorraine 40T was approaching the position where the SU was probably telling him that he was being shot from. And this is one of the amazing things that that the EBR is really good at relocating and engaging enemies from directions that you were not thinking that they would be or expecting them to be from. And so we know that we hit one of our shots, but the other shot didn't hit because we saw the shell impact the ground. And now the Lorraine 40T is deciding that he should cap. And right at this moment now, I know I can win. If he's going to try and cap and stay there, I know I can win. I make a misplay right here. I was like, okay, now I'm just going to run away, right, and disengage from him. And I was actually unaware that how the slope works, that the cap has a shot on that, right? I had no idea that that slope was high enough that someone sitting down on the cap could actually shoot you. So that was a misplay on me, but luckily we're still alive. We're down to a one-shot that now, though, so no more mistakes. No more mistakes allowed. He's still sitting on cap, so that's a misplay on him. But I'm just going to relocate. I was so giddy at the time, guys. I had huge adrenaline here, and knowing that I could potentially win this game, considering the situation that we've been fighting behind the whole battle. Reload high explosive here because I can actually pen the side of the 40T and even his turret if I hit it at the right angle. So using simple bush mechanics here, just so he doesn't spot me when I fire. But of course, so one didn't pen, one did, but we did 400 damage between both shells. So Now he's easily killable. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to kill him here because we've been doing so much damage this game that we're in danger of running out of ammunition. It's something that's never happened to me in the EBR 75 FL10 before. And once again, I'm doing exactly what I did before when I engaged the SU-152 to and killed him while he was trying to cap. The 40T knows that I'm over there, right? So I'm just going to drive to a different location. And here you see, even though I'm really close to him, he probably doesn't have the best of crew anyway here, because I would think I would get spotted anyway, even with my really good camera rating. But he doesn't spot me, even though I'm like probably only 300 meters from him, or maybe even 280. I don't know exactly how close I was to him there. But now I know I have him, right? He doesn't know where I'm at, and I'm coming up from behind him when he's trying to climb up a slope, and I have the advantage. I have the initiative. I am going to get the first shots off, and he won't be able to react in time. And GG, boys. GG. And we are able to carry this game. I played my absolute pants off. Um, I got really focused about halfway through this battle, and I got really quiet, and I just tried to avoid being shot as much as I could, and tried to put myself in a position constantly where I could either be distracting the enemy team or doing damage. And I just fought and fought and fought, and I just refused to accept that we were going to lose this game. Um, and this is not my end damage total, as you guys will see in the end battle plates. And, and you will see how my mind works here. Unfortunately, yes, unfortunately, despite this amazing game, we weren't able to get a Radley Walters. Yes, this is how my mind works, guys. I'm never completely satisfied. There's always, I can always get something a little better. Um, and in particular, I would have liked to have gotten the kill shot on the SU, or excuse me, SU, Object 704, because I would have gotten a Radley Walters and an Orlix medal with just one shot. Two more epic medals on top of that. It would even have been a huger, much more bigger. Yes, I speak English very well. Bigger result. But I have to be content with this. But it was a huge game, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because these kind of games do not happen very often, and this is why I play World of Tanks for games like this. I can count on one and a half hands, or so on the number of battles that I've had like this, and I played this game for almost 7 years and have over 50,000 battles, and so that gives you an idea how rare a game like this is. It was amazing. I had a lot of fun playing it. The EBR 75 FL10 is I don't know. It's kind of stealing my heart away from the LTTB. The LTTB was my first love. But with the game changes, I don't know. I don't know. This might be my new love. I have over 600 battles in it, and I just love what it can do. Since wargaming are very restrictive with their map design usually, with the exception actually of the new Kharkov map that was really good. Um, um, and the mobility of new tanks and in respect to scout tanks, it's really hard to outflank and outposition your enemy nowadays the way you used to be able to in traditional scouts back 3 or 4 years ago. And this tank allows you to do that, to even overcome the mobility of Lorraine 40Ts, which are really fast. Um, so yeah, before I start rambling too much longer, I'm just gonna leave you guys with this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this game. I enjoyed playing this game. It was amazing results. Basically, I tried to I just tried to push the tempo in areas of the battle where I thought the enemy tank formation was weakest, because I knew that we were going to lose this side of the map because of the number of tanks that they were and the kinds of angles of attack they had. And on our teammates over here, they were just outpositioned and outgunned and outnumbered, and we were going to eventually lose this. So I knew I had to push this area of the map and help win the North, and then we actually would have stood a chance. And from there, I just tried to take advantage of vulnerable, isolated targets as best I could, and tried to react quickly to shots of opportunity, and I was able to do enough. So thank you guys so much for watching this game. And hopefully I'll be uploading more videos sooner rather than later. I actually sat down and counted on my hard drive potentially how many um, um, games that I have that I think would be interesting enough to watch, and I have 30 games, and I have no idea if I'm ever going to get through a pile that thick, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, uh, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy hunting and take care.